Pisces, welcome to your Sunday Shuffle. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. This week we're going to simply focus on September. Decided to go ahead and move the general overviews to the Sunday Shuffle. They don't need to be 50 minutes, guys. I think we can get a monthly review done in under 20. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, please, for the Piscean Collective? And then the next in-depth read will be a full fall review, so that would be great. What's going on, please? Some of that Piscean energy for September. Some of that Piscean energy for September. Some of that Piscean energy, please. For September, what's going on? Don't quite know what we'll touch on, but that's the whole idea of looking at it. So, what's crowning you? Seven of Swords. There's something here we don't quite want to deal with. Temperance, the World, the Two of Swords. Okay. Ace of Wands. Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. If you're willing to part ways with something, well and truly be done with it. It's going to open you back up into a place of confidence. I don't quite know what that is. I'm seeing you having a hard time accepting that something is coming to a close. You're kind of in that space of, I don't really want it to. I'm not ready to address it, so maybe it won't happen. Maybe there's still a chance it will heal. I don't know. Let's take a look. You know, just because we really don't want something to close out doesn't mean that it shouldn't. In fact, the sooner we can address the subject, the better that we can understand it. And then we really will have a stronger idea if that thing can be healed or not. And we won't know it until we kind of meet it more where it is, instead of being like, I don't want to deal with that. Now, I'm not accusing you of that. We all kind of deal with that when we kind of feel like something might be coming to a close, but we're not ready to address it. What are we going to do? We're going to do Seven of Swords. I don't know about that. Don't want to look at that too hard right now. I would challenge you to do so, and I'll tell you why. The idea is, when we absorb this, all right, there's something else for you that might speak to you more strongly. It could be in the world of finance, work, I don't know. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. And I do want to see if whatever this is actually has a viable chance of healing, given time, temperance, compassion. But I feel like some of you have approached this particular door before. And it's not a successful opening, and it's not really a successful closing. It's somewhere in between. So you keep coming up with Two of Swords. And that's probably why you don't want to look at it too closely, because you don't get clear results. And let's go ahead. Let's jump in there, because for your future, you're showing me Ace of Wands, Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. The more you come to terms with this particular break, you immediately start to feel better about you. Nine of Pentacles, and as we know, that's one of my favorite cards, honey. You know, independence. This is me. Take it or leave it. I'm good. I'm competent. I can stand on my own 2 feet. I am the maker of my own garden. You know. And that's a great feeling. It's with the acceptance, however, of this Five of Pentacles. You know, I don't know. You're showing me a lot of sense of potential self-renewal with the absorption of this. So, let's take a look at this Seven of Swords for you. Show me the Seven of Swords for you. Show me the Seven of Swords for Pisces. Show me the Seven of Swords, please, for Pisces. What's going on? The Magician, Two of Swords. You do, Wheel of Fortune. And your bigger part of you, there's two parts of you, honey. There's a part of you that wants an answer, and there's a part of you that doesn't want an answer. Oh no, that's really human. That's extremely human. I want to know, but I also don't want to know. And you're showing me that a couple times, Two of Swords. And like I said, whatever this world is to you, this particular cycle, I feel like, again, you've gotten really close to closing that door a couple of times. That way maybe you could open another one. But you don't have any clear results, and even you're like, I don't really know what I'm asking for. That's not an accusation, it's not a judgment. I'm reading the cards, it either applies to you or it doesn't. You get no judgment from me. I'm just trying to understand the situation. Like I said, it either relates to you or it doesn't. That's it. So the Magician, the Two of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, it's like, time has passed and I still don't know what I want. You know? And Seven of Swords is non-confrontational. It's like in a space where I can't address this. I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. If we are going to manifest from the universe and we're not clear, Two of Swords, about what we want, we're going to get mixed results. So the universe sends us what's a reflection of inside us. If you are confused and you're giving yourself mixed signals and clues about your thoughts and what it is you really want, the universe is going to give you some version of that back. It's the law of attraction at its finest, right? So you need to know what it is you're manifesting. Got to make up your mind, honey, stick to it, you know? Again, not an accusation. Again, it either fits you or it doesn't. I think I just had this talk with you in your last in-depth in your intimate tarot. You know, I'm not here to judge you, and we all need work, and to say otherwise would be a lie. You know, I don't do that, and I want to help you. I want to see you make that decision. That way you know what you're manifesting. You can do so with confidence. I'm going to start right here with the World. I want to see what this potential closeout is, if you will. Show me the cycle, please. I hate saying that Two of Swords so many times. Show me the World, please. What is this potential cycle? The Three of Cups, the Devil. Oh, the Nine of Cups. Oh, it feels so good until it doesn't. It feels so good until it don't. There's matters of the heart here. I'm saying a little bit more on the personal side, that when it connects with you or you connect with it, oh, it feels so good. And then it don't. But then it feels so good. But then it don't. We're a little, possibly even a little addicted to this connection at the emotional level. You know, there's a spark of, whoo, this feels good. And then it becomes fearful to connect with it. Okay? Fearful, patternized. Devil represents many things. To what degree and severity is entirely up to the individual I'm looking at. Patterns. We can't let this alone. It's a toxic pattern. It's an addictive pattern. Fearful pattern. Typically he denotes patterns. We do it over and over again. We can't let it go. It feeds the worst of us. Or it feeds a good part of ourselves, but we don't know it because we take it to a fearful place. Oh, goodness. I see that whatever this door is, the closeout, it's kind of like, I enjoy connecting with this, Christina, because in many respects it is exhilarating, and because in many respects I do feel anchored and kind of stuck to it. I don't know if I necessarily want to release myself from it, because when I do connect with it, it feels good in the worst kind of way. You know that feeling? You know? So whatever that is to you, I know it feels good in the moment, but that moment doesn't sustain, does it? And this is the cycle we've been approaching over and over again. So I don't know what it is you're trying to connect and or reconnect with. It could be anything from a friendship to a family member that, you know, you might want to keep connecting with, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're feeding you well. It could be some sort of love type situation. It could be anything for, I don't know. I want to keep trying to bring it together over and over again, but we don't really have successful results with it. Let's see that Temperance, please. Have you tried to heal it? So that would explain the confusion on your opening. I don't know if I want to continue to manifest this or not. You know, part of you knows it feels good. The other part of you feels like it's unhealthy. Show me the Temperance, please. Five of Wands, Justice, the Tower. There is a very strong realization here that we've been fighting hook and crook. Five of Wands with Justice, the Tower. There's an explosion of an impact here that we need to understand, that perhaps some things cannot be healed, at least in its current state and or condition. There are some things that in their current form cannot be balanced. And we kind of fight ourselves on this particular tower, like we don't want to fully acknowledge it. So we kind of keep up with this pretense that I can heal it, I can make it better. I can make it more justifiable. Oh, we as human beings can make anything justifiable if we really want to. That doesn't mean it's right. Just because we have an excuse or a reason, or we feel that we're the exception, doesn't make us right. That usually just means I have convinced myself that this is good enough to justify what I'm doing. When really it's just a delayed kind of tower, or a delayed realization that some things, whatever our intentions are behind it, can't work out, can't be healed, and can't be tempered because they weren't very good to begin with. So especially since you're showing me, I don't know if I should continue to manifest this or not. I really don't want to address it. I think you've approached this door many times. Like I've said, it's neither fully open nor fully closed. It won't open in a healthy way, but it won't close off either. And that's because you're showing me hesitation, because part of you enjoys connecting with it, even if it's not good for you. Okay, I don't need to see that Two of Swords. We've already seen it. I want to jump over here to that Five of Pentacles. Show me this. Show me that Five of Pentacles, please. Show me that Five of Pentacles. Show me that Five of Pentacles. Show me that Five of Pentacles. Show me that Five of Pentacles, please. The Fool, the Two of Wands, the Three of Pentacles. Okay. It's kind of like saying, I'll wait and see what they want to do. No, because if they're connecting from a point of the devil space as well, you know, you're going to get the same results that are reflecting back on each other. So kind of waiting to see what kind of cooperation you'll get from whomever this is. If they want to break, is that what they want to do? No, you have to do what's right for you. Because again, if they're connecting with you for very similar reasons, you know, this makes me feel really good, but it's not exactly healthy either, then they'll continue to do the same as you have done. You two will mirror each other's same sense of feeling here, you know. So waiting around seeing if they're into breaking away from this, is that what they want? You know, then I'll be open to it. It doesn't feel good, I know, to disconnect or abandon anything. But that doesn't mean keeping it together is going to resolve it. Obviously, the conflict still exists. Let's see that Ace of Wands, please. Let's see that Ace of Wands. This is taking the cooperation of two to keep it going. And if it continues to feel bad, honey, it probably is. Okay. Some of the Ace of Wands, if it does not serve you, if it does not fulfill your sense of highest good, take you to new planes of existence, really challenge you to kind of form yourself into your highest Piscean self, then you have to ask yourself, is this really good for me? Ace of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Nine of Swords, you know. I feel like you two have, whoever else is in here with you, I feel like you two have gone round and round on this. It feels so good. Let's try to work through it. And it goes back to square one. So I don't see you in full possession of an answer yet. I don't see you committing to a direction yet. Every time you think about how much disappointment or anxiety is built into this structure that you have with someone else, you kind of pull back with, well, give it time, patience, maybe we can heal it. It's a false construct, otherwise that tower wouldn't be there. Next to justice, it's an especially false construct. If we want to lie to ourselves about the justification of connecting with this, we will. And then we get really clever as human beings about how you can work through this. We can work through it. And yet the stress and disappointment remains. And every time you two, and I do believe there's two people here trying to reignite it with that Ace of Wands, it feels again both good and wrong at the same time. It doesn't seem to be a connection that fits you very well, honey. That's all I got from this. And I'm sorry it's so vague. And sometimes real tarot is like that. Real tarot is real life. That means it's applying to many of you at different levels to different degrees with different kinds of relationships that constitutes what I'm describing today. And it's with you so heavily in September, you know. And you waiting to see if, you know, maybe they'll trigger the break. Maybe they'll be into it. I don't want to make that decision. You don't want to make that decision, Pisces, honey, just to not put too fine of a point on it. It's because you're not ready to, because you're not ready to let it go. If you were more ready to let this go, you would. There's parts of you, I just don't see you thriving in this. I just don't. Because, not because of what I'm seeing here in conjunction with whoever they are. It's because you're showing me so much splintering around the subject. Okay? That's why. If a connection evokes our highest selves, our better selves, any kind of self that's positive and healthy and bright and inspiring, then there wouldn't be any confusion about whether or not to continue to indulge it, to try to keep working with it or heal it, or justified to continue to connect with it even though it makes us feel bad to do so. That tells me it's a contradiction. Okay? That's energy fragmentation, it's splintering. Okay? And I don't want that for you. I don't want you to have to question any sort of connection like that. It either brings out the best in you or it doesn't, you know? Show me some of this Nine of Pentacles, some of that Nine of Pentacles, please. You know, and especially if two people are caught up in that pattern, you looking at the other person, wondering, maybe they'll break it off? Are they open to it? No. Because trust me, they're reflecting that kind of energy back to you as well. Or maybe they're not. Maybe they like this and they want to keep it going. I don't know. I'm not reading them. I'm looking at you. The Seven of Pentacles, Judgment, the Six of Pentacles, correct. I absolutely agree with this. It is your decision and you are rolling into it, growing your comfort zone with it. It's taking you a minute. I haven't seen you completely relinquish this yet, but in due course, in due time, and I see so more towards the end of September, especially given that this is, of course, 9, and it's a fruitful 9. So strong representation of September, its growth, its harvest, it's everything. Okay. I see you becoming stronger in this concept of this is my decision and it is my lesson. I agree. Particularly where the balances are concerned. Whomever it is you balance up with, it's what I was just talking about. Is it fair, equal, balanced, and a good representation of your time, energy, and efforts? If the answer is yes, you keep on with it. If the answer is no, then we need to grow into ourselves to let it go. Okay, so our balances, ideally, bare minimum, should be healthy. What I give to this, it's because it's giving back to me in equal measure. Thus, it is worthy of my time, energy, and effort. And these are the kind of things we have to grow into with 7 of Pentacles. Something over time either proves itself to be a healthy balance or it doesn't. And this is our lesson here with Judgment. And the more that you, Pisces, personally grow into this, the more comfortable you will be in addressing it. In the confusion, that 2 of Swords crap, I don't know what I want, 7 of Swords, I'm going to back away from this and kind of tell myself in a backhanded, sneaky sort of way, I can work it out. It'll get healthy. The thing is, honey, the reason you got a little addicted to it is because it wasn't healthy. That's how addictions work. Smoking, alcohol, drugs, food, sex. That's where addictions come from. It started out as a good thing. It feeds some part of you, okay? But eventually it started to feed you the wrong way. So it creates that stress of this feels good, but only in this moment. It makes me feel gross, sick, unhealthy, and unsure, and unconfident later. See what I'm saying? So this is anti-growth. This is anti-development. And that's how you know you started out with something healthy versus unhealthy down the long term, or the long road, right? When something really feeds you appropriately, it's because it's exactly that. It feels healthy and it feels correct. Okay. But yeah, you're growing into this particular decision. And that's good. This is excellent growth. I like this quite a bit. You're showing me a certain sense of understanding this better when you survey your other contracts, your other 6 of Pentacles, and how you've grown into them over time, and you continue to keep them going because they feel right, not because they feel wrong. And you're going to apply that knowledge to whatever this situation is, and hopefully, like I said, that confusion will dissipate more and more for you over the month. So no, I have not seen you completely break away from it, but the idea of your confidence is growing in that direction is, okay? And that's what you call improvement. That's what you call improvement. Okay, these are some Moonology oracles. Yeah. That's exactly what we're talking about. The energy is gaining momentum in this particular direction under the waxing moon. Very good. Yes, and adjustments are required, particularly in our thinking and how we approach this particular construct. And I know that you're like, if I can just adjust this connectivity a little more, make it a little healthier, but the thing is, that's not why you got addicted to it. You didn't get addicted to it because it was healthy. You got addicted to it because a little bit of it's unhealthy. And there's pleasure in it. And there's nothing wrong with pleasure, guys. None whatsoever. We either take it to a good place that's healthy, such as, say, sexual healing. That's a good, healthy sex, right? Versus, I'm just picking 6 as an example. And then there's unhealthy sex. It doesn't feed your soul, but it gets you off, right? And some people just get addicted to that momentary pleasure. And our connections sometimes are a reflection of that as well. October for some of you might be significant, or the 10th might be significant. That's so funny. Scorpio got that same one. And then there's that good old Judgment again. For some of you, the 20th might be important. The 30th as well. The 10th, the 6th, the 16th, the 26th, any of those variations. But here we're talking about Judgment, and then there's that overall concept. What actually feeds you emotionally that's healthy? 10 of Cups. Again, this is our lesson about balances, specifically healthy balances. Healthy balances look like this. And sometimes we don't want a healthy balance, right? Sometimes we're like, I want a little unhealthy balance, Christina. Well, okay. That happens. And perhaps people indulge that from time to time, but we're not meant to make it a forever thing for ourselves. It's not a real construct. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was trying to say there. That's not a connection that ultimately serves a healthy construct, and it's not meant to be sustaining for the long term. Okay. All right, honey. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well.